It looks like they're on Fire Giant, so we're going to go ahead and ult. We're going to loop around the back way. And it's weak, so we're going to jump in. We are able to steal a Fire Giant. We're just going to fall back. They're going for Gold Fury. We're going to see if we can steal this one away from them as well. And we can! That's just 2 objectives back to back. Love it. That's got to be very, very annoying. What a do, skibbity boo, it's your boy Seanyb Gaming, and today we have a viewer request to play Arachne in the jungle. The first thing you want to do is buy the Assassin's Blessing and the tier 1 of Golden Blade, and then you're immediately going to want to put a point into tier 3 and start running towards lane, or towards the jungle. We're going to set up some webs before the game starts. We're going to throw 1 on our speed, and then we're going to throw 2 on blue buff, back, and then meet our mid at our speed. Having these webs set up is going to increase our speed time, and hopefully we can make it to mid just a little bit faster. So let's go ahead and review Arachne's abilities while we're setting up. Arachne's 1, upon activation, Arachne's next basic attack within 5 seconds is going to deal damage as Venom to the target, dealing damage every 0.5 seconds over 3 seconds, so 6 times.
It's no trouble.
It's going to have initial damage, it's going to have tick damage, and it's going to have healing per tick. Arachne's 2 is going to increase her attack speed, and if she lands 3 successful attacks onto an enemy, she's going to web them and stun them. As you level up your 2, you're going to increase the attack speed of the 2, and you're going to increase the stun duration. So, speed started, we're going to go ahead and start working on it, and then we're going to make our way to blue buff, and then hit our harpies. So typically, you could usually just leave your spiders over on blue, and that would help your teammate out. I'm going to go ahead and rotate over. I grabbed the XP, I saw that the Janus was nearby. I spend maybe a full second taking an overstep to look at that Janus. So could have saved a little bit of time right there. We're going to go ahead and clear this camp, and then we'll rotate towards mid.
Okay.
In terms of the ability leveling order, at level 1 you're going to want to put a point into your 3, at level 2 you're going to want to put a point into your 1, and at level 3 you're going to want to put a point into your 2. We're going to want to max the ult whenever we can, max the 3 first, then the 1, and then the 2. So Arachne's third ability, hold on, we're in a little bit of a tussle, we're just going to fall back and go for the red. Arachne's third ability, she's going to shoot a web forward. It's going to leave a web projectile behind it, and if it reaches the max range, it's going to spawn a web with 2 spiders in it. If the web hits the enemy, it's going to apply a 15% slow, and the enemy is going to leave behind a trail of webs. While Arachne is moving on these webs, she's going to get increased movement speed by 40%. So ideally, we want to try to stick to targets that we've webbed. We can see that there's a trail of web on the ground. If we walk on that, we're going to have increased movement speed, and they're going to be slowed. Usually, between the slow and the increased movement speed, you'll be able to catch up to your target. There's very few characters that can outrun an Arachne. So Arachne's ultimate is she's going to basically flip upside down and start crawling on the ceiling or on her web above. She can activate her 1 or her 2 while in her ultimate. She cannot activate her 3. Whenever she lands, she's going to spawn a circle of web around her that is going to apply a slow, and it is also going to give her the increased movement speed, and it's also going to deal some damage. So then finally, Arachne's passive. Arachne's basic attack gains 1.5 physical damage for every 5% of the target's missing health. So the weaker the target, the more damage Arachne does to it. We're heading back to our blue buff. We do not have enough money for Golden Blade, so we're going to work on our second rotation. Rotations usually start at speed, blue, and then harpies, and then whenever speed starts back up, that's usually the beginning of another rotation. Golden Blade is going to take 2 rotations to get the amount of money that we need. So we're meeting with our Merlin in mid. We're going to clear this wave with them, and then maybe look to invade, or just to get our red buff. We don't know where their jungler is, but we're going to help them clear this wave.
I wouldn't call me itsy-bitsy if I
Accidentally
were you.
pop our 2 right there. I don't think we intentionally meant to activate it. We're able to drop the red buff and we're going to fall back. We're going to check right lane, but it sounds like they're at purple. If they're on their purple, it's not the best fight for us. They're pretty far back on their side of the half, and if anyone rotates over, we're kind of out of position. So we're just going to clean up the red buff.
Lie dormant, Phoenix. Your time will come.
There is 2 in mid, so Merlin is not going to be able to rotate over to the red buff, but we're still going to drop it for him, put a point into our ultimate. And if we take a look at how much time we have left on our speed buff, right above our health bar is only 10 seconds. So we wanted to back and make sure that we are at our speed right as it is about to respawn.
Be careful, right? Enemy missing middle.
And we'll be starting our 3rd rotation. So one thing I've noticed about Arachne and the speed camp is that if you basic attack her and then move behind it, you'll avoid the power attack from the yellow camp. So they did just announce that in this upcoming patch, Golden Blade is going to be receiving a nerf, Serrated Edge is going to be receiving a price increase, and they're making a few other changes. So Golden Blade will not be as strong as it currently is in this video, and about a week after the video is released.
Friends don't leave friends behind.
They are reducing the power and reducing the attack speed, and I think Golden Blade, in terms of being able to get picks on the enemy team early on, is not the best item. It's really good for accelerating your camp clear, and then being a mid or late game item that you can bridge off of, but as just an item it's not that amazing. Its passive is amazing, but the stats on it are not amazing. So we were going to stick to that Cronus, and we saw the Yanis ult, so we're going to go ahead and fall back. Right lane looks like they're pushed up pretty far. Sylvanas does not have any kind of escape, so he would be a pretty good target for us. It looks like they might know that we're coming. We're going to go ahead and ult in, so that way we can get some damage off and apply a slow. We're just going to stick to the Sylvanas. And unfortunately he's able to get away, so we're just going to fall back, go for our purple buff. So as you can see, there are 2 types of damage being applied to the purple buff. There is the yellow numbers, and then there's the white numbers. The white numbers is the base damage, and the yellow numbers is Golden Blade. We're going to go ahead and try to stick to this Callie. We got her with the stun. We got her with our spiders. We got her with our poison. Now she's super weak. We're going to keep chasing. We do have her blink for her dash. We're going to throw spider webs, get the increased movement speed. Get some basics off, and Merlin is able to clean it up.
You are the universe.
We're going to go ahead and back because our speed is up. We do not have enough money for the tier 3 boots. With Arachne, I think an argument can be made that she's a character that does not need boots, especially if you're going 3 or more swords. However, if you end up losing your speed buff and it gets invaded, that feels really bad with no boots. So I'm going to go ahead and buy some boots this game, just in case, kind of as a precaution. Buying boots is not going to ruin your build by any means. In fact, it probably makes it a little bit more consistent. I think the argument can be made that you could just skip boots, go into Serrated Edge, Hasten, and then Stone-Cutting Sword. I think there's also kind of an argument about whether Arachne needs Hasten Katana. If you just play off of your webs, and you can apply the slow and get the increased movement speed, then you probably do not need Hasten. But if you're looking to engage outside of just your 3, Hasten might be a good idea. We get Callie with the webs, she jumps away. We get the stun off onto Sylvanas, but we're not going to fight them under tower, so we're just going to fall back and move for our red buff. Once we have Golden Blade, we really just need to target the large minion, and the Golden Blade damage will take care of the other minions. Purple's up, so we're going to go ahead and drop this.
Tank right lane.
Seanyb says she needs help. I'm going to rotate in. We land on the turn. We're going to hit him with the webs, hit him with the 3-2 combo, or the 2-1 combo, and we should be able to just basic attack him. So in that situation, my spiders were eating basic attacks for me, so it was a very rough trade for Seanyb to try to fight into. Assuming that each spider could take 2 basic attacks, they bought me 4 basic attacks, and that was enough to get the damage I needed to get the pick onto Seanyb. We're going to go ahead and buy 2 health potions and 2 wards, and we're going to begin warding around on the map. With Assassin's Blessing, we could juggle or manage our health and mana through jungle camps. If we are low on mana, we're going to just tank it, use some basic attacks, and then get some mana from destroying the jungle camps. And if we're low on health, we're going to use our 1, get the increased health. We're going to come in here, we throw our 3, we miss it, we're going to get the pick onto the Yanis. We get a little bit of damage off onto the Kronos, but he's able to back up using his ultimate. We're going to rotate to the Sard Harpies.
Enemy missing middle.
An enemy has been slain.
Set just dropped our blue, so we don't need to rotate over there, but we will pick up this Harpy camp.
On my way.
Enemy missing middle.
We set up a ward on the high end. We're trying to help Merlin out a little bit.
Under attack.
Plus, if we could just know where the enemy team is, that'll be super helpful. The red buff is down, or up, for our camp. So we're going to go ahead and drop it.
On my way.
We see that the enemy Callie is nearby.
Enemy
Right
missing
lane.
right.
Help.
We might be able to get a pick on her, assuming that she's used her abilities on this camp. Hit her with the 2 and then the 1.
Help me.
She's going to use her ultimate, so I step back just a little bit. Because I step back, she's probably going to be able to get away. I blink in, and then she's able to jump over the wall. We're going to go ahead and use our combo onto these Seanyb. We get the pick, but unfortunately, we were targeted by the tower. So we took a tower shot or 2. That was a good ult by Seanyb. Did enough damage, and it also turned me into a pig. If he did not ult, I think I would have gotten out of that situation. So after going into boots, we're going to be going into Serrated Edge. Serrated Edge has a lot of really useful stats for Arachne. Movement speed, power, attack speed, lifesteal, and percent penetration. If all 3 of your abilities are on cooldown, your basic attacks are going to deal an additional 40 damage. So with Arachne, you're going to use your 3, your 1, then your 2, and all of your stuff's on cooldown, and then you're going to be using your basics on the enemy. So Serrated Edge is an amazing item on Arachne.
On my way.
I feel like you get the most value out of it probably early on, because Arachne is a character that uses all 3 of her abilities on a single target. We ult in, we get the pick onto the Kronos, we get ulted by Sylvanas, we get rooted by Sylvanas, but luckily there's no follow-up from the enemy team, so we're just going to fall back. Looks like Callie's making rotation, we're going to throw out spider webs, get the increased movement speed, and fall back. Looks like Callie stopped chasing, so we're going to meet up with our Izanami on the purple buff.
Tank right lane.
Callie's still hanging about.
Your right tower.
We're just going to work on this camp. Does not look like Callie's trying to engage onto the Ganesh, so we're just going to rotate to our red buff.
Your middle tower is under attack.
We're able to drop that. Set is dropping our blue buff right now, so whenever we hit our speed, we'll just be hitting speed then harpies. We have a 3 stack in mid. I'm not really trying to engage anybody from the lane. Always looking to try to engage from the jungle. We get hit. He's able to run away. Not a whole lot we're going to be able to do to follow up there, so we're just going to rotate mid. Callie is behind me. We throw a spider web. So there's 2 in mid. Set is engaging with the Yanis and somebody else in left. Bunch of people going on this Seanyb. We're going to stick to the Sylvanas if we can. We get ulted. We're going to use our beads and fall back. We do have our ultimate. We could get a little spicy here. I think that's what we're about to do. Going into 2 people. There's the Ganesh ult. We get the Cern.
No joke.
We almost get the Sylvanas, but the Kronos is able to punish us. So I feel like our primary target in that situation was good. We landed on the Cern and the Sylvanas, who were both in the Ganesh ultimate. We were able to get the Cern, and we changed our attention to the Sylvanas. After that situation, I think our best bet would have been to fall back after getting the pick on the Cernunios.
Attack left lane.
If possible. I don't know, I was pretty weak when I went into that engagement. So I knew that there was a good chance I was not going to make it out, but I felt pretty confident I was going to be able to get at least 1, and it turns out that was all I was able to get. So after Serrated Edge, we're going to be going into Stone Cutting Sword. Stone Cutting Sword is going to provide 50 power, some movement speed, and whenever you hit an enemy with a basic attack, it's going to remove 10 physical protections from them and give them to yourself. So the enemy team does have 3 magical and 2 physical, but physical protections are used by everybody. So all 5 of them have physical protections that we can steal from. Don't need to get physical protections confused with physical power. Our red buff is up, so we're going to go ahead and rotate that way. There's also the small harpy, or the large harpy. Callie's nearby, they are near the gold fury. We're going to try to engage onto her. That's her jump. We get the stun off. We're going to have to ult to avoid the Cernunios ultimate. I was able to set up the pick on the Callie for my Izanami. We're going to move to the purple buff. Go ahead and clear this. Drop that for our carry. Unfortunately, carry was outside of the XP and gold range. There's a bunch of people in the right side, so we're going to start falling back. We let our carry know. I am playing with the Izanami. Me and him partied together. So I do have some communications with them that are not available or present in this video. Good Ganesh ult to really separate the fight. We're looking for a spot to engage. We get the pick onto the Cern. We're going to fall back. We don't have the most mana right now. And we're on cooldown. We're going to take their purple just because we're here. We want to get the golden XP. We don't want it to just be a 1-for-1 trade at the end of the fight. We're going to use our 3 onto the Chronos, use our 2-1 combo, we're able to get the stun off, and we're able to burn him down. So we're doing a good job this game with our target selection. We're kind of... There's been a fight or two that might not have been the best fight, but our target selection has been pretty good so far. We are pretty low on mana, we're not really looking to fight here. We do want to try to make sure that the Ganesh gets out safely. We're going to go onto the Callie. We get some good damage. She uses her ultimate, so we're just going to fall back. Now we have no mana. Here comes the Janus ult. Time to fall back. With the Janus ult, as soon as you see it, you got to assume that the whole team is rotating in, and that potentially however many people you don't see in front of you could be coming through the portal. Gold Fury is being attacked by the enemy, but there's not a whole lot we're going to be able to do right now. We could ult in, but we'd have to time it just right, and then we don't really have a way to get out. We got our Stone Cutting Sword. Stone Cutting Sword is a very large power spike. We are now going to really chunk the enemy. It's kind of our penetration item, if that makes sense. Once we land 3 basic attacks on the enemy, it's like removing 30 flat pen. Or it's like having 30 flat pen and removing 30 protections from the enemy. Kronos got caught. Kronos got caught. Janus is nearby. Callie is also nearby. Merlin could rotate mid and really help us out. Janus is going to portal in, so now we see that they are fighting in mid. We're going to flank around, see if there's anybody we can catch off guard. We go for the Yanis. Sylvanas saves him with that ultimate. We could have beads the ultimate to get the Yanis, but reaction was just not there. Ganesh goes in. We're going to try to get some damage off onto this Kali. She is in her ultimate. One more hit. We jump in. She blinks. That was a beautiful blink by her. I have no idea how we didn't fall through that Janus
They
portal.
were warned.
I can break any barrier, but our luck is starting to run out.
So right now, I remember Izanami's like, I'm going to push left while you guys push mid. And then we forgot to tell him that we lost mid. So he's still really far pushed up on left. And Janus just chunked him.
An ally has been slain.
This will be
After going into Stone Cutting Sword, we're going to be going into Qin Sia. Qin Sia is going to provide you 40 physical power and 20% attack speed. On basic attacks, deal physical damage equal to 3% of the target's maximum health. If the target has over 2,000 and falls below 2,750 health, this effect is going to scale from 3% to 5% at 2,750 health. So basically, if our basic attacks did 1 damage and we hit the enemy with anywhere from 25 to 33 basic attacks, we're going to remove all of their health because we're removing a percentage of their health. Qin Sia is just all around pretty good item. Makes it to where no matter what, you're dealing relevant damage on your basic attacks. We're going to go ahead and pick up some more wards. We are making a strong effort to place the wards that we buy and overcome one of my worst habits in Smite, not placing wards that I have bought. We're going to go ahead and hit the Jungle Chalice, and I love that they changed the Jungle Chalice to where it's only one hit. Makes it so much better. Makes me look forward to moving towards Jungle Shrine.
retreat.
So we see Set's really far pushed up.
An enemy has
He
been
gets
slain.
CC'd, he gets ulted, he gets Janus portal, he falls back, and he gets
Alright,
ulted
calm
by the
down
Janus.
already.
So we are looking to flank the enemy on this fight. Kali jumps in. That is an important ability to have her on cooldown for. Janus is here. We see 2 people whenever we turn, so we're going to go ahead and ult out. We fall back quite a bit, maybe too much. We're going to use our web. We get a hit onto the Janus. We're going to use our beads so we get our stun off, and we're able to get the pick onto the Janus. We're going to keep rotating from the side, see if we can catch anybody off guard.
Okay.
Here's the Kronos. There is the Kronos ultimate. Looks like the team's going to push through mid. We're going to rotate behind. Throw a web down. Kali uses her ultimate. We're going to focus onto the Kronos. We get ulted by Seanyb, and we're going to fall back.
Be right back.
Seems like Seanyb has a pretty good push. We're just waiting for our abilities to come off the
Friends don't leave
cooldown,
friends
and then we're looking to
behind.
engage onto the Seanyb or the Kronos. We're able to get the pick onto the
Calm
Seanyb.
down already.
We try to stick onto the Sylvanas. Sylvanas must have a super low cooldown because we just saw him ult. We miss our web. The Sylvanas has got some dukes. We're able to get the stun off, and hopefully our team can follow up. We do have our ultimate in case any abilities come our way and we need to dodge them.
Attack the Gold Fury.
We're going to fall back just a little bit. No need in fighting under tower. Arachne does not do well fighting under towers or defending under towers.
On my way.
Her lane clear really comes from the Golden Blade, and you want the minions grouped up together. We're attacking the Gold Fury. The enemy rotates in. We're going to have to fall back.
On my way.
We ult. Nothing's really happening of it, so we're just going to ult away. We're going to clear this Harpy camp, and we're going to go ahead and back because our speed is up. Qin Sia is now online. Now we are dealing the percentage of their health every time we land a basic on them. Anywhere from 3 to 5%, depending on how much health they have. So in this upcoming patch, the one where they're going to release Tsukiyomi, they're also going to be making some changes to the jungle. The speed camp, his power attack is going to deal more damage, so it's a little bit more relevant and you have to dodge it early game. There's a few mechanics for dodging this ability that I found very effective. With Bakasura, for example, if you basic attack and then jump, you're going to jump over the line attack or the power attack from the yellow camp. With Arachne, you can basic attack and just move around the side to avoid the first one. I don't think you need to avoid all of the power hits, but I think if you get hit by all of them, it's going to deal some damage. You're going to want to maybe get one or two.
Your right tower has been destroyed. Your middle tower.
We're able to get this final hit onto the Chronos. Sylvanas is nearby. We're going to keep trying to stick to him. So, relics for this game, we went with Blink, so we can be super aggressive. The Serrated is on our Phoenix, so we're going to go ahead and back. It looks like he's going to be able to get it, but I might be able to clean him up.
An ally has been slain. Get him! Our allies are in trouble.
We use our beads. We get the stun off, and we're able to get the pick.
Red can stop you.
We're going to clear this minion wave, maybe
We
push
need to
one
help our
more.
friends.
It's just Ganesh left on my team, so there's not really anyone I'm rotating towards. Janus is nearby, we just saw his portal. Still not necessarily a fight we're looking for.
Middle lane.
Sylvanas might be a little pushed up by himself, and if it is just Sylvanas, I might be able to get the pick onto him.
You've only just begun, haven't
We're
you?
gonna go ahead and blink in. We miss our webs, unfortunately. We get ulted. Here's a situation where the Hasten Katana would have been pretty helpful. It's because I missed my webs, so I did not slow the Sylvanas and increase my movement speed, meaning that he was able to escape my basic attacks. We're going to go ahead and back. We're going to sell our Assassin's Blessing, and we're going to go into Toxic Blade because they have a
Alright,
Sylvanas
calm down
on their
already.
team, and a Kali. They have some heals. Toxic Blade is kind of my go-to choice. For attack speed based characters, the new Shuriken, Shadow Shuriken, the crit item that is anti-heal, has terrible stats for its price, and just all around is probably not worth it on Arachne. We're not building crit. It looks like they're on Fire Giant, so we're going to go ahead and ult. We're going to loop around the back way, and it's weak, so we're going to jump in. We are able to steal a Fire Giant. We're just going to fall back. Love it. Love stealing Fire Giant like that. Two people working hard at getting it down. We're going to try to get the stun off on Kali under the tower. Unfortunately, we go down.
2 for 1.
The Ganesh is able to get the pick onto the Kali.
There
Gotta
go
love
their
seeing the
dreams.
Ganesh kills. So in that situation, we took more damage than we expected to from that Kali, but that should kind of be expected. It is late game, she's level 20. Kali is definitely the character
Enemy
that
missing middle.
can burst us down the quickest, and if she's on top of us, we need to react. Janus is kind of a backline character, so we just gotta avoid him from range. But once Kali's up on us, it's gonna be a little bit tricky to dodge her. We're gonna go ahead and sell a health potion so we can buy the movement speed potion and be ready to sell our boots and buy the next item as soon as we can. Our speed is not up. We're going to throw a web on it, and we're just going to go hit the harpies, wait for the speed to come up.
Enemy missing, right.
Our spiders are already activated onto the camp. We're going to grab our speed buff. The middle harpies might be up, so we might want to check right there.
Enemies in the right jungle.
Go ahead and take this.
Retreat!
Although at this point in the game, gold and farm does not really matter. It's kind of more about objectives and structures. They're going for Gold Fury. We're going to see if we can steal this one away from them as well. And we can! That's just 2 objectives back to back. Love it. That's got to be very, very annoying.
An enemy has been slain.
You just got lucky.
Double kill.
We have the back. We don't have the health
ally
to
has
really
been
help our
slain.
team in this situation. Looks like it is a 3v3 or a 2v3. I'm rotating
They
in.
were warned.
Set's able to get another pick. Just 2 people left on the enemy team. Sylvanas and Kronos. We're going to run up mid and cut into jungle. See if we can't cut them off and participate in this team fight.
Be careful, right. On my way.
We get our web onto the Kronos and we're able to burn him down.
Well done.
We're sticking to the Sylvanas, but he's got some wiggles. Sylvanas goes down.
Haven't you?
You are the universe.
I think we could split push right here, have Izanami push right lane, and then we'll go clean up mid lane. Get the final tier 2 towers off of the map.
Place a ward for teleport.
Set says place a ward for teleport, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw one in mid. If he upgrades his teleport glyph, he will be able to teleport to wards. We're going to pretend to back, see if we can get Callie to commit. We get our 2-1 combo off, we throw our webs. Our webs were a little late, and if we stuck to her, we might have been able to get her. But we didn't know, so we backed up, and then a Janus ult comes out of nowhere and just burns us down. So with Janus on the enemy team, you always have to remember that that ult can come in out of nowhere. When you're retreating, don't run away in straight lines, and try not to stand in the same place too often. I think I was probably wiggling on that side of the lane for a little too long, and then Janus was able to just line it up. I stepped out of it, but then stepped back into it because I was moving around the same position.
We need to help our friends.
So we are going to sell our boots. I feel like at this point in the game, our damage is really online. We don't need to do a whole lot more. So we're going to go into some defense. We're going to pick up the Mantle of Discord. The Mantle of Discord is going to provide us 60 physical protections and 60 magical protections, 10% cooldown, and a really good passive. Whenever we fall below a certain health threshold, we're going to become CC immune, unleash a stun around us, and that will hopefully allow us to get out of some sticky situations.
Your middle tower has been destroyed.
So right here on Phoenix defense, there's not a lot I can do. Not a lot of smart things I can do. We may be able to get this Kronos or this Janus. We hit him with the web. We're able to get the Kronos.
No joke.
Izanami is able to get the Janus. We're going to go ahead and ult. We didn't really know where that damage came from.
On my way.
We're going to check our speed buff. It is not there, so we're going to go ahead and back. So we still have 2 wards that need placing.
Okay.
The enemy has hit the Pyromancer.
Retreat! Cancel that. Cancel that. Strengthens our resolve.
That's too bad. Okay.
Observe true.
So while we are over here, we're going to set up a ward onto Fire Giant.
I have eyes everywhere.
We see that they're engaging onto the Sylvanas. We're going to go up the side, see if anybody else is around. The Seanyb is nearby. It does not appear that he sees us. We're going to throw our kit onto him. And we're able to burn him down. That is a Sylvanas ultimate, and Callie jumps in, so we're going to start running away to avoid the Callie. Callie is still chasing us down. We might turn on her once we get our cooldowns off. But once we get off a cooldown, we're going to throw a web. We might have to ult out of here.
Ally has been slain.
We ult. We're not sure if we're engaging or disengaging here. We're very weak. We're just going to
Friends don't leave
disengage.
friends behind.
Set is fighting into 3 people. Looks like he's able to get the pick onto 1.
This will work.
We're going to buy a damage potion and move into lane. Izanami might be able to get the right Phoenix, although Set just went down, which means they are probably rotating or backing. And in fact, it looks like Izanami is just going to back. We are going to try to stay in our half of the map until we can identify someone. We see that there are 2 people in mid. We're going to go ahead and rotate over. There are fire minions in this wave, so we need to be careful on how much damage we take from minions. Kronos ults, I missed my web. We're just going to disengage right here. Janus turns around, so now it is a 2v1. We take a lot of damage from that. We're going to throw our webs, get the increased movement speed. We now have our ultimate. We're going to go ahead and just ult away from this Janus. We're not really looking to fight him. It would only take one of his abilities, so right here, we are going to make sure that Janus can't snipe us. We turn around. And then we're going to go ahead and back.
Just in case.
Accidentally bought another damage potion. Probably would have been more effective to upgrade my relics. We are going to drop our speed buff. And now at this point in the game, it's all about team fights. It's who can get an advantage and then get something off of that advantage. Looks like they are making a play for Fire Giant. We do not have our ultimate this time, so we cannot just use that to get the steal. We're going to try to stick to this character. A whole lot of things are happening. My health is disappearing, and if you can tell me everything that happened in that 2-second clip, props to you, because that was a lot to process, and my camera angle was terrible in that situation. That was probably just one of the worst spots to be in that Fire Giant team fight.
Has been slain.
Pretty rough. But we have 2 up. Unfortunately, we're going to lose our middle Phoenix. They have 3. Callie jumps onto the Izanami and is able to get her. Izanami is doing really good until she turned around to engage with the Sylvanas. Sylvanas was kind of just the bait for the Callie to jump in. So unfortunately, the enemy team is going to be able to close it out. But I feel like we had a really good game, and there was a lot that we could explain and hopefully help others learn about this game. Well, that is it for today. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're looking for more content like this, please check out the channel and subscribe for more. The stats for this game will be posted in just a second. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.